So today I'm going to be tackling the headlights, which are really dull, quite common on the TT or any other cars with the plastic lenses. This right hand one here isn't too bad, or left hand one, sorry. The right hand one's worse, not brilliant. May or may not pass MOT, but it's definitely, the surface is dulling quite badly. So I've decided to splash out and get a decent kit, excuse me, mess. So you get an auto glim headlight restoration kit, comprises of the restoration compound, microfiber cloth, various grades of sanding paper from 3000 to 2000, 1500 to 1800. You get drill attachment, and I've already got a 3000 on there, so I've already got one on there, so get me drill. So I'll set the camera up now and then just go through the process of restoring the headlights. Dilly. Right, so first thing to do is attach a P800 sanding pad, and then we're just going to simply go left and right, backwards and forwards, and sand down the whole light. It will look a little bit unnerving, this, because it'll make it go all milky white as you sand it. But that's the process. There we go. Okay, first stage is done. Just get this wipe off with the off there. Good, so we can see now that it has gone considerably worse, which is what we're after. Just checking now to see if it's nice and smooth across the surface. I've still got a bit more to do around here. So I'll change the pad now. Do another couple of passes, dilly. So I've done all the sanding on the various stages, which is fairly straightforward, so I'm just now about to do the buffing compound. So you just bang some on the end, give it a splodge all over, continue to work that in, try and generate a bit of heat. Okay. And then the microfiber, and then we just give it a wipe and see how she's cleaned up. And I think, hopefully you can see that, that's 100% better than what it was. So I can get this fitted to the car now, fit the bumper, and then I can test the headlight washers, because the headlight washer pump came. So we can get all that front end put back together. Dilly dilly. Ah, happy Sunday. Day of rest for some, as they say. So just got to change this ABS sensor now. I'm not convinced it's the right one, but the only reason I say that is this. If you can see, if you see the metal there on there, that's not on the other one, but it might just be like a shroud or a support for the cable that hooks into the new one, just to keep it away from the drive shaft, which would kind of make sense. So it may be the right one. I've got to get this bolt behind here, and to get to that, ideally I've got to, you know, I might be able to get to that without taking that off. I've been trying to take this off, but I'm not. I'll see if I can get on it just by pushing the wire down. I should be able to. So yeah, basically I think it looks like an Allen key rather than a spline. So I'll work out which one it is and see if I can undo that nut, hopefully without snapping it, so I can release the ABS sensor, which might be a task in itself. See how we get on, dilly dilly. Right, that was relatively straightforward. Happy days. So it come out no problem at all, that, with the extension and yeah, the relevant size bit. So it was just a shroud. So you can see now the rest of the cable. So I've just got to try and pull the sensor out, which can go one of two ways. It can either come out easy or it'll be a pain. No, my luck will be the latter of the two, because I've just had an easy time there getting the bolt out. So yeah, it gets connected here as well. Be a cap, no doubt. There we go. So I'll just pull these cables out here and disconnect it from the loom going that way. Yeah, and then just try and pull this sensor out, dilly dilly. Okay, so that's the caliper off. Guide. So next thing, you might be able to see the ABS sensor just behind here, which is there. This being the ABS ring around the outside, and that's what picks up the motion, if you like, of the wheel or the hub. So to get access to that, I could try and knock it out on there actually, but I don't want to damage the ring. So rather than trying to knock it out there, I'm better off just taking this nut off and just take the whole hub off, and then I've got full access. So I'll show you that when I get the hub off. Dilly dilly. So I've had some success. Got the old sensor out. Now I couldn't take the hub off because the hub isn't bolted on or anything. I thought maybe undoing that it might have come off as a one-head, but I remember from the old Mark IV Golf days, it's all part of that. So you need to take the whole hub off to get it pressed out if you need to replace a bearing. So it wasn't an option, that. So you can't take this off to get to there. However, what I did do was, if I can find it somewhere down here, here it is. So a little screwdriver. You just got to carefully. Now, if you look in here, you'll see there's a hole here. This is where the ABS sensor sat, and you need to be able to push that through. So what I've done was put it through there, through one of the holes in the ABS ring, and then just tapped it straight through, and it came straight out, no bother. But I put a bit of WD-40 on as well for good measure. So yeah, so that's basically a good solution for how to knock out the ABS sensor without having to take the hub off. You can actually see the light just peering through the hole there, where the ABS sensor was. Yeah, so as I say, just push it straight through there, and then you don't damage the ABS ring then. Right, great, so that's that out. So now just put the new one in. I'll put some anti-seize grease around this, so I shouldn't need to come out again. Not in the time I have the car, but for the next owner, it just means it'll come out easy. But that'll last for many years to come, I'm sure. Dilly dilly. Okay, so here we are on the cockpit, guys, and we can see now the ABS light's gone out. Now that I've changed the sensor on the back, so that's sorted that out. I do still have this symbol here. Ignore the airbag, because I've got the passenger seat out still, and I've just got the driver seat in just so I can drive it. I haven't bolted it in, and that's got side airbags in. That's why that light's on. So anyway, back to that light there. So when I go into VCDS, we can see if I go into ABS, I've still got a fault code pending, which is the steering angle sensor is actually faulty. Now, wouldn't like the Mark V Golfs, where we basically do recalibration and it resets itself. In this case, it's not. It's the fact that the actual sensor itself is bad. It's duff. So I've still got this loose, by the way, because I've got to send this off to get the pixels sorted. I've still got to get that done. But anyway, the steering angle sensor, I've got to take the steering wheel off and the column, and what's called the squib. Take the squib off, and then another control module, and then underneath that there's the actual speed sensor. Steering sensor determines where your steering wheel is. So I need to get that off and get that replaced. I'm guessing them sensors don't need coding to the car. They probably wouldn't, certainly not on a Mark 1 TT. So there's a good chance I'll just be able to pick one of them up off eBay for relatively cheap. So I'll get this stripped down and get to that control module, and then see if I can get one off eBay once I get the part number. Dilly dilly. Right, so first thing was to do is take the airbag off, which is simply enough. It's unlike a Mark 5 Golf, where you just shove a screwdriver in there. Just try and get this airbag out the way. I have disconnected the battery, by the way. Very critical on electronics, certainly airbags. You don't want to short and then the thing to pop. Yeah, but to get these off on a Mark IV, you basically go behind here, so you'll angle your steering wheel. In fact, let's get it done here. Angle your steering wheel kind of in that position there. Yeah, and that allows you access from the bottom here to get to two screws, which that's them there. Yeah, obviously they're loose now because I've already taken it out, but there's a screw there, and that's a T30 Torx. So just, you know, going through the bottom. They are angled sort of more towards the centre of the airbag, so they're not like a straight on. So just make sure you get a good grip on that. You can see sort of a bit of an angle there, pointing towards, so it's not straight like that. Yeah, and then spin it. Do the same at the top. Oh, there's a chance you can. I've got my clocks out, so I was able to get in there on the top with mine, which you would be able to if you've got a shorter T30. So that's that. Then just simply undo the connection there. I'm not undoing it from here. I don't need to, because all I'm going to be doing is taking this whole steering wheel off. So my next is to get me star socket in there, put the steering lock on, break this. You can see that it's got the line there, so I'll make sure that I torque it back up to that line basically, so I know it's on tight to spec. And then what you're meant to do then is centre punch basically a mark in that, and then I think it's every 3 times it comes off, you've got to replace that actual centre bolt itself. So I'll put me a notch mark on that once I put it back together, just to follow that protocol. Right, I'll get this took off, and then that'll allow us to remove the steering wheel, and then we'll take go through the rest to get to this steering angle sensor. Dilly dilly. Well, I've been squibby fitting today. So there's the old one. New one arrived today. So I've got that in place. So I'll put the ignition on and hopefully we've got no lights. Let's see. Try starting. Still on. Right, I'll plug in VCDS, see if I just need to delete the fault code, and then hopefully that'll be that. Dilly. Alright then, here we go. Ba-ba. It's in the ABS module, I think. You see it's flashing there because it's into the control module. Let's pop into the fault codes. Steering angle sensor. No or incorrect adjustment. Faulty or intermittent. Clear. Yes. So it's now showing it's a no or incorrect adjustment, which means once I drive the car and do a full left and right lock, it should then pick that up and the light should go out. At least it's not saying it's faulty now, which it was on the old one, so quite confident that's a fix. Let's get the steering wheel put back on, start the car up, do a full left and right lock without moving the car because I've got a cover over it attached to the alloys, so I can't drive it. I'll just see if I do a full left and right lock, see if that clears it. Dilly. Right, the roof is out. Thank God, that was a pain in the hoop, that like. So this seal here, it goes all the way around, so I've just had to prise that off to there, but at least I'll be able to get it all cleaned off underneath. You can see all the mould on it and shit. Yeah, here's the valleys that get blocked, and we can see that one is. Yeah, that's like a drain tube. So yeah, well and truly blocked that. You can see all the crap that gathers up in here. So we'll get that compressed air. Yeah, use the compressed air to clean it out. The other side doesn't look as bad. However, it might be blocked so far down. If I can find out where it's at, there it is. So I'll be able to run water down that and just make sure that does clear. Runs down and comes out the bottom somewhere. Noisy two-stroker. Yeah, we can see here the control modules. We can see there's water in the bottom there. Yeah, all wet down there. So again, dry all that out, and we can see now why the control modules get wet and basically get corroded and stop working because the water gets in and destroys them. So I'll get all as I say, get it all dried out in there. The roof needs cleaning. So you can see all the moss on the back. So again, that'll get jet washed that, dried out, and then use that Cabriolet to reseal it all, which would be great. Here's the back parcel shelf, if you like, that just sits inside where I've just shown you. again, all the crap on there, so I can get all that cleaned off, get all this dried out as well. That's a bit that was soaking when I'd done that video. So again, I can get all that nice and squared away. So it's a pain in the arse job, but it's just a good job because it's peace of mind. It's going to make the inside of the car dry again. Yeah, I won't get any wet spots like there is down there in the driver's seat. Yeah, so good preventative maintenance as well as it just needed doing. So I'll move the car forward now, chuck the seat in, get this covered up so it's sealed up for the night, and then I can just come back and concentrate on the roof with what daylight I've got left, and then I can carry that inside the inside there and just start to allow it to dry out. Shouldn't take too long to dry out, and then get it resealed and put back on, and it's pretty much ready for MOT then. Get it MOT'd, hopefully it passes, and then I can continue with the cleaning and doing all the bodywork, etc. Prep for sale. Right, dilly. Okay, stage 1 is complete. So I've given it a jet wash, the old hood. But as we can see, still got to get all this off. Which is just thick moss, mould, crap. Yeah, so it's going to take some Milton solution, scrubbing brush, to fettle all that. I've done the back parcel shelf type cover, so that's all been cleaned now. That's just drying out, so that'll be that's spot on. Yeah, let's finish off this hood now before it gets dark. Hopefully I can get some of it clean anyway. Dilly. Oh, it's cold. Right, so with me Johnson's baby bath shampoo, yeah, I've been giving this a good scrub. We can see all the green mould in it there, green mouldy moss. So I'll just let that soak for a bit, rinse that off, do it again, and then I've got to use the Milton as well, which will kill the green mould and moss spores. Right, dilly. Right, so I've cleaned this with absolutely all sorts, and I still can't get these bits out. I think it's just dried on bird shit. Yeah. Now you can see remnants of it there, however it looks a lot better. And what I'm using is something I bought from the middle of Lidl, I don't know how long ago. It's an alloy cleaner. You get different attachments for it. Yeah, for basically cleaning your alloy wheels and chrome and the like. Just quite a useful tool, so you switch it on, it spins around. Probably good for brushing my teeth. Same principle. However, it's quite a harsh brush, which is good, and I'm using a tapered one here. And just if you have a quick look at the part on here, so it's going on a bit of an angle. Firm pressure. There we go, it's gone. Just I've got to do it for every one, so it's going to take some time, but just have to persevere with it, I suppose, because there's nothing else that's going to shift this. Just got to get into the material. Probably the batteries will run out, and I'll get some Duracells. They'll last for a good while, like. Yeah, but what a tool! I bought it a last time ago. It's now coming really handy for this. Anyway, you get the idea. Dilly dilly. Right, so it's all off. It's come up great. Really pleased with that. Fantastic. So the next thing is just to give it the last clean with the Milton. As I was saying, that will kill all the green mould spores and moss spores. And then I just need it to dry. Even in this weather, it won't take long to dry, provided I've got it covered. So I'll just make some space in the extension, put it in there, and just let it dry out. And then I'll paint on the fab sill to reseal it and proof it. I'll put 2 coats on, and that'll be that roof fully cleaned and reproofed and ready to go back on. Dilly dilly. So I've done my Milton mix just in a old squeezy bottle. It's a 1 in 5 mix. This is a little bit stronger than that, like, but it'll not do it any harm. So I've already went round and sprayed it all on. The good thing with putting it in a spray jet is it's going to force itself into the material to attack these mould moss spores, and it's just going to make sure that I've got it all on the material everywhere. As I say, I've already done it, so I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes, clearly. But yeah, that'll make sure that when this dries, I don't get any green patches, because it will literally just kill that mould in the material. So I'll leave this on for about 15 minutes. Don't need any longer than that. That'll have done its job. And then I just rinse it off with cold water. I don't need to use the power wash because I've already done the cleaning now, so just sprinkle it with cold water, give it a rinse off, and then that's it. I'll put it in for dry, and then I can do one or two things. I can either fit it and then seal it, or seal it and then fit it. Doesn't really matter. I suppose it'd be beneficial at least to go around the bottom part where it actually makes contact with the rubber seal when it's in situ, because at least then I know that it's all been proofed everywhere that it needs to, and then possibly put the roof on and then complete the rest. It'll just be a little bit easier when it's taut. Yeah, so I can get that the liquid into the material properly. Right, that's it, guys. Dilly dilly. Disappointed. The marks are still on now it's dried out. So it hasn't worked. And the roof's clean, like, but it's still not great. Oh, even these bits here where I thought it totally came off. So back to the drawing board. Dilly dilly.